Alright, good morning, children. So here I have the original review sheet I made for your science lesson. And here, I just want you to take a look at that while I go and get ready. So yeah, just look at these questions for now. And here, just give me 1 second. So you have these vocabulary terms at the top that I'm going to ask you to take a look at. Just give me 1 second, I'll be right back. So, in regards to this lesson, we're only going to review Unit 5, Systems in Space, because that is the only topic that's going to be on the final exam. So you have these vocabulary words: axis, gravity, revolution, rotation, hemisphere, orbit, and constellation. Okay? So I will go ahead and write down those definitions for you here. So the definition of axis is the imaginary line around which the Earth rotates. Okay? So that is the definition for axis. I'm just going to write the definition, and I will take a picture of this and upload it into the Google Classroom later. All right. As for gravity, gravity is the force which pulls things down toward the center of the Earth. Okay? Next word is revolution. Now, I don't want you to confuse this vocabulary word with the English subject vocabulary word revolution. So, in scientific terms, the word revolve just means to go around something. Okay? So, the definition of revolution is the movement of an object one full time around another object. Okay? So on the test you will see it as the movement of Earth one time around the sun. But it can mean the movement of any object around any other object one time. But on the test it will be written exactly like this. For rotation, that is the turning of Earth on its axis. And once again, this can be for any object. The turning of any object around its own axis. For hemisphere, that is 1/2 of Earth. Okay? And while I'm on the topic, which hemisphere are we in right now? So, okay, let's pretend this is the Earth. This is the axis. As you know, it's at about a 20-degree tilt. And this is the equator, which splits the Earth in half at the middle, from north to south. Okay? So anything that is above the equator, which runs through South America, Central Africa, and South Asia around India. Anything north of that is considered the northern hemisphere. So Iraq, Europe, the United States, the Middle East, most of Asia, and all of North America all fall under the northern hemisphere. Okay? So South America, most of Central and Southern Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and parts of India and Antarctica are all part of the southern hemisphere. Okay? All right, for the next definition, orbit. The word orbit means the path of one object in space around another object. And the last one is constellation. The word constellation is a pattern of stars that forms an imaginary picture or design in the sky. Okay, I'm just going to write a pattern of stars here. All right, so just these 7 words will be on the test. All right, how many planets are in the solar system? Currently, they are classified as 8. And then you have one dwarf planet, which is Pluto, which is not classified as a planet. Okay, so the correct number is 8. What is the solar system? The solar system is these 8 planets plus the sun. And all of these planets are revolving around the sun, okay? Because the sun has a bigger gravitational pull than anything else around it in its vicinity. Okay, what do solar and lunar mean? Solar means anything related to the sun. Lunar comes from the Latin word luna, means anything related to the moon. They're both adjectives. How much time does a lunar cycle take? 30 days. That's why once a month we see a new moon and a full moon. Okay? How much time does it take the Earth to complete one revolution around the sun? Use decimals or fractions in your answer. All right, so remember we talked about leap years, right? So 3 years we have 365 days, and then on the 4th year we have 366 days, like we did in 2020. Hence why we had a 29th day of February. However, the exact answer is 365.25 days. So that means it takes Earth exactly 365 days and 6 hours to make one full revolution around the sun. Okay. Next question is define the word gravity. That's already been explained. It's just a force that pulls things towards an object, towards the center of an object. All right. And last question, give me the name of one constellation. Okay. So I'm going to write down multiple. If you just write any one of these in the exam, it will be correct. So you have the Big Dipper. Then you have the Little Dipper. Orion's Belt is another one. Can you guys think of any others? If you can, write them down now. All right, so all of these will be accepted as correct answers on the test. Okay. All right, now what is the meaning of the word light year? So light travels at a speed of about 30,000 miles per second, okay? So the amount of distance that a beam of light travels in an entire year is called a light year, right? So light year is a unit of measuring distance, okay? Okay, it is a unit of measurement for measuring really far distances in outer space, okay? All right. So another word that is good to know, another adjective. Actually, yeah. Solar and lunar. All right, here you have something like this. Something like that will be on the test, and I'm just going to ask you to label all of the planets, okay? So, for example, this big object, which is the largest one in the solar system, obviously is the sun. Then you have Mercury, which is the closest planet, Venus, Earth, Mars, and remember, in between Mars and Jupiter, you have the asteroid belt, right? Do not forget that. That will be on the test. Then you have Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And somewhere really far away is Pluto. But remember, only these are the 8 real planets. Okay. Also, another thing to remember, this right here, that little spot, that is known as the big red spot, is on Jupiter. That will be on the test, okay? And it's practically just a big storm. It's a big hurricane. All right. Next we have questions about outer space, such as the dwarf planet. What is a dwarf planet? What is the asteroid belt? In between which planets is the asteroid belt located? Another important thing, Saturn. I'm going to ask you which planet has the largest rings around it, and that is Saturn. Okay? And for the most part, that is going to be the entire test. All right. Also, I need you to understand what causes the moon to not be shown as full at all times. Okay? So remember, this is a crescent. Okay? What causes a crescent? A crescent is caused when you have, for example, the sun here. You have sunlight going towards the earth, and then the earth blocks the sun from reaching the moon. So part of it is in the shadow of the earth. Okay? So the reason for lunar crescents is because the moon is being blocked by the Earth's shadow. Okay? So you can see there. You can still see the dark side of the moon, but only the part that is being hit by the sun's light is lit up. Okay? And remember, that happens once every 30 days, right? Because it takes the moon 30 days to travel around the Earth. Right, here you can see a much clearer picture. Right, you see the sunlight hitting the moon and the Earth. All right, once again, if you have any additional questions, leave me a comment or send me an email. or just send me a private message. Okay? Anyway, hope you all have a good day. Please study hard, and I will see you all soon. Take care.